This is actually for something in the back that I'm going to be showing you in a couple seconds. It's me again, and today we're taking yet another amazing trip to somewhere really lit. Okay, so if you're new here, please do want to hop on and ride with me simply by tapping on subscribe below and on the bell icon to turn on post notifications. It's yet another amazing and beautiful day, and I'm back here again at Motown, and they have given me today's ride. I'm super excited about this car. Yes, so today I'm going to be talking about the all-new 2020 Lexus GX. The 2020 Lexus GX actually started, or this generation actually started all the way back in 2010. And if you look at it, you see that there's hardly any difference between it and its predecessors. Just a few tweaks here and there actually. Like looking at this now, you can tell, okay, first off, this is a body on frame SUV. They don't really make much of those anymore. So we're lucky to have this one here. And it actually is built just like the Prado, but then it has that strength and agility of the Toyota 4Runner, which is one of the most agile SUVs we have in the world today, actually. So now the 2020 Lexus does have a few tweaks and changes, just like I said, and we're going to be talking about them right about now. So we're going to begin with the new headlamps. Now you see the way they angle out, they have also given us triple beam LED headlamps right here, and then we have our daylight lights over here. Then this is something that is supposed to not be here because it's kind of gone out of fashion, but I really like it. These are the headlamp washers, okay, to sprinkle water and all of that stuff. Then down here we have our trafficator lights, or our blinkers, then our fog lamps. Now compared to the LX, which I just reviewed a couple days ago, the LX does have like, this whole space has like its fog lamp, but it had like a fake or that design thing on it. But here we just have the fog lamp and an actual useful trafficator lamp. Then also we have a massive, this grille seems to be growing by the year, massive all new spindle grille. This is actually really good, really beautiful, but I would have preferred if they did something like what BMW did on the 7 Series, where these grills could actually open and close. I feel like that would have been a lot better. Now here we have our wheels and our 18-inch rims, and you can see right in here that we have these massive brake calipers just right there. This isn't the highest trim, so you can tell that the tires are different and a few other stuff that you can't exactly find on it. But yes, it's still great off-road, but this doesn't come with that off-road package, so it won't do just as good as the highest trim. So this beautiful big boy here actually sits 7, and it is built for an adventure. So why don't we pop the hood, see what's beneath it, and you know, get that adventure feeling right on. Now we've popped the hood and we can see here that this big boy is powered by a 4.6 litre naturally aspirated V8 engine, which pushes out about 301 horsepower and 329 pound-feet of torque. Now this beautiful baby boy here sends all of this power to all 4 wheels. It races from 0 to 60 in about 7.2 seconds. Now imagine a car this big. Trying to guess how much it weighs. Okay, no, let me just tell you straight up. It weighs just over 5,000 pounds. So this 5,000 pound baby here moves from 0 to 60 in 7.2 seconds. That is actually really, really lit. This engine is paired with a 6-speed automatic transmission that we're going to find when we get into the car. And yeah, when it comes to fuel economy, it does 15 miles per gallon on the city, 19 on the highway, and 16 both ways. We're going to talk about that later. Okay, so I really would love to show you how exactly this beautiful big baby here sounds with its V8 engine. So why don't we just go all the way to the back to get that sound. Let's see what a V8 really sounds like. I'm within the cabin, and as you can see, I have right here before me a very, very beautiful interior design. Like, take a look at this beautiful gloss wood design right here, and then this soft leather and our infotainment screen, our controls right here. Everything right here speaks nothing but luxury, which is what Lexus is all about. Now, right here we have our seats. All trims actually come with leather seats, and you can see that they're actually perforated. And looking down there, you can see that it is a 20-way power controlled seat. It is a power controlled seat, and you can actually move it in any way it is that you want. Right there on the door, of course, by the passenger side, you can see you have your door controls. I'm going to show you the one beside me here, which is by the driver's side. So why don't you come in with me and let's really bask in the euphoria of this interior. Okay, so there's something really beautiful I like about Lexus cars. When you start the car, how the controls and everything actually come on. So let's take a look at this. Look at that! Yes, so I'm going to begin this video by talking about the steering wheel. Yes, we do have a steering wheel, which is pretty light for a car like this, and it's also strapped in wood, and we have our leather design. Now, looking at the way this wood is placed, you would think that you actually lose your grip, but no, it actually does hold tight. It's also a heated steering wheel. Then, just like you saw, it's actually power control. So we have our power knob right by the side here, which I'm sorry you can't see at the moment. Then we have our controls. So right here on the dash, of course, we have like our leather. Then we have our air vents and our 8-inch display system. I'm not going to call this an infotainment system. It's actually an infotainment system, but there's a reason for my not calling it an infotainment system, which I'm going to tell you about later. So you can see that, of course, we also have buttons for our controls. Right here we have extra space. So right here, of course, you have this very tiny looking nice grip cup thing, and we have our 12-volt sockets, of course. Then you have 2 USB ports and aux space for an aux plug. So we're just going to close that. And this is our 6-speed automatic transmission gear. Of course, then right here we have our extra space cup holders. Here we have even more space. So this is actually our cool box, just like we found on the LX. You can see you can actually turn it on here. So you're probably wondering what this is. This is actually for something in the back that I'm going to be showing you in a couple seconds. It's actually really cool. So I think I should just keep one here, so I'll make sure to show you. Then there's something I really like about this armrest. They're divided in two, so you can actually tell they're actually individual of each other. So if you want to move this forward, you can simply do this and take it back, or this person right here, simply do this and take it back. Simple, nice, comfy. Yeah. So as you can see, the headroom right in front here is actually pretty nice, and this is pretty decent. I really like how I really like the contrasting design. This car is black in the front and really light in the interior. I like how the seats are brown, the roof is like very light colored and everything. So the headroom right here is actually really good, same as the legroom. And right here we have a manually controlled sunroof. No, it's not a panoramic sunroof though, which you can actually control from right here, right? So we're just going to close that, and we're going to go all the way to the second row to see what we have right there. I'm in the second row of the GX, and as you can see, let's begin with the head and the legroom. I have quite a lot of headroom and legroom, and so I don't actually have to bother by hitting my head on this stuff, which has been a problem with a few cars I've been reviewing recently. Here we have our events, which you can actually open and close, which I actually find really cool. Then you have the controls right here in the middle. You can see that I have quite a lot of legroom, and so I can actually stretch. I don't have any problem with comfort in the second row. This is something I really, really like. Now let's talk about what's in this pack. So you can see that we do have headphones. Now you're probably wondering what these headphones are for. I didn't tell you, but we have extra 8-inch rear display screens. And so these headphones are for these screens, actually. And it's not touchscreen, it comes with a remote control, which I can't exactly find right now. But yes, that's it. That's what we have right here. The front seats are actually heated and ventilated. Here in the second row, we have just heated. We don't have ventilated seats right here, but the seats are pretty much the same as that in the front. So all really comfortable leather. They're perforated too. Seating comfort is actually maximized. Actually, they really did a lot of thinking when they were building this car. This is something I really find interesting and I really like. Now, the GX, looking at it from the exterior, you'd clearly know that it's not supposed to be a three-row SUV, but we're presented with a third row in the 2020 model, and we're just going to check that out right about now and see how that works. Like I said, it's a three-row SUV, and I'm going to show you just about how we can actually get into the third row section of this SUV. So you pull this lever up, simply move this to the front, and we're right in the third row. Just like you saw earlier, right now I'm seated in the third row section of the car, and like I said, it's actually a 7-seater. So you have the driver, the first passenger, 3 right here in the middle, and 2 at the back. So now, third row seats. Well, they are like third row seats actually. Pretty low. Yeah, my legs are pretty elevated. There's a bit of leg room because this particular seat is a bit forward, but it's okay. Anyway, we have our hold here, we have our vents. Of course, I like how these vents are really easy to reach actually. Then we have our cup holders, and just like the first row seats, the second and third row seats are actually power controlled. In fact, these third row seats are power folding. I'm going to be showing you that when we get to the trunk section, of course. But yeah, pretty comfortable, no issue at all. I have my seat belt right here. So when it comes to audio for this car, of course, the higher trims do come with an optional Mark Levinson's audio system. This actually doesn't. So we just have like our regular audio system here with a couple number of speakers. Then we have our cup holders right here, and there's really nothing else about the third row seat actually. So why don't we pop the trunk and see how much cubic feet of trunk space we have in there to put all our luggage and stuff. Something about the trunk space that I really do like, so it's actually divided in 2 sections, just like the LX. I'm going to be saying just like the LX a lot, or I have already been doing that. So you can actually pop up this glass simply with the push of a button, and then you lift. Simple. And to open it entirely, yeah, it does actually open like a door. So you have some trunk space, and just like I said, third row seats are actually power controlled, and so with the push of buttons right here, you can actually take this down, which is what I'm going to be showing you right about now. So yep, that is going down, as you can see, and it's coming back up, right? That's about it. Yeah, so when that actually is done, you'd actually see that you have quite enough cargo space to actually put in some of your stuff, which still okay actually, but I feel like with this up, this is a no-go, to be honest. Really, I have shown you what the entire cabin actually is like. Now the GX actually comes with a lot of cool features, which include driver assistant features, which are actually standard on all trims. But as we all know, the higher the trim, the better. And the highest trim actually comes with the off-road package, which this doesn't come with, but it does come with some features that are actually really useful. Now on the Lexus, right in here, of course, we have our climate control. Now this actually comes with a tri-zone climate control, which you can actually control. Then, like I said, it's actually all four-wheel drive, and you can actually change. Yes, you have multi-terrain select, so you can actually change. So high for like regular roads. Then when you're driving on snow, stuff like that, you can actually just change to low 4. Then of course it also comes with crawl control, which you can actually control from here. Then driving modes, like I said earlier, and to raise and lower, of course, you have adjustable rear suspensions. Now, something else I actually really do like about the car is the fact that it comes with a 360 view or 360 rear view camera. So I'm going to put the car in reverse now and show you what it actually does really look like. So let's do that, shall we? Yeah, so right now, of course, on the infotainment system, you can see that we have, this is our 360 view, so it can actually show you what is around the car. Then this is what the camera is like. So it does offer us quite some amount of visibility, as you can see, but there are better options. You can also see that the graphics aren't really ideal. This is 2020. Really, these things should actually look like this right now. So this actually brings us to that section. Yes, things I do not like about the 2020 Lexus GX460, and I'm going to start with the exterior design. Yes, the exterior design has literally been the same since its debut in 2010, and I really feel like it's high time they actually gave us a change. Come on, enough with the modifications. We want to see an actual different look, not narrower headlamps, larger grills, sportier bumpers and the rest of them. No, we actually need something that is a lot more than just the modification of the older look. Come on. Then this also applies to what we can see here within the cabin. Of course, looking right here, you can see that this looks really nice, but it actually really does look old. I'm going to ignore that of the LX, but I'm actually going to complain, or I'm going to talk about that of this GX. Come on, this is pretty, I don't want to use outdated, but it is outdated. Come on, we're not supposed to have all of this right now. Maybe they were thinking, okay, people that are actually going to buy this car consist of old or elderly people, or men in their 40s or women in their 40s or 50s, but no, we can't actually do this. There's some people that actually want to get the Lexus, and this isn't something really there's not something that they want to be seeing in a car that speaks luxury. Come on, that is another thing I'm going to be talking about, the car seats. Now that, yes, undisputed, they're actually comfortable, but the leather isn't so soft. So I'm very sure if you were listening earlier, you'd have noticed that I didn't say anything about soft leather. That's because the leather isn't so soft. Now, if you're used to sitting on soft surfaces, your butt is going to hurt you, and you will feel like you're actually losing butt fat, and then your butt will be as flat as a frying pan. Okay, scratch that. Infotainment system is something that I actually should talk about also. It is 2020, and I do not understand why a whole GX460 won't have its infotainment system compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So this is actually really basic. The interface looks kind of boring, and it just doesn't really feel like 2020 in here. It's nice, but it could be better because it is 2020, to be honest. Then I'm going to talk about the compromised space we have in the third row and in the trunk. Come on. I understand that this was actually supposed to be a 2-seater, and I understand they were kind enough to give us a 3-seater SUV, but that thing is too tight. And so if people are going to go there, it has to be either kids or friends that you don't really like. You just want to punish them and take them on long rides right at the back there. The trunk space is it's just really not it. The thing I really do not like about this car is the fact that, okay, one, acceleration on this car is pretty slow for a car this size. I wouldn't expect that on a car this size. I would expect that on a car that's way bigger, but this accelerates pretty slowly. Fuel economy, that is something I said I was going to talk about later. That later is right about now. Fuel economy is off. Like, how can you be telling me about 15 in the city, 19 on the highway, and 16 for both? Wow. That is all I have to say, to be honest. But then again, looking at the price of the car, if you can actually afford it, I don't think that will be a problem for you. Having said that, or asked that, these are things that you should actually also know. When you're actually moving on curves, it's actually really good, but then there's noticeable body roll when the car is actually moving on pure asphalt road, like good roads. You can actually tell that there's a bit of body roll. And two things I'm not exactly finding really funny are the fact that the tailgate isn't power controlled at all. Like, why do I have to open the tailgate by myself? Why can't you just push a button and it just open? Really, come on. That needs to be fixed, but I'm hoping they would actually give us something a lot better for the next one. And you can also tell, or maybe you couldn't have been able to tell, but there's no remote start on the 2020 GX460. How many times do I have to say this is actually 2020? Really? No remote control on a luxury SUV like this? Haha. Curious now, please. So this big boy here actually does look really good with all of the modifications and all. And to be honest, it actually is a way better off-roader than a lot of its competitors on the market. Now look at this. It actually is the total, like, if I'm going to describe it, this is the total definition of a big, bad, rugged man wearing a proper, beautiful tuxedo. Okay, I didn't say that at all. But yes, actually, it's actually really reliable, it's really durable, and it does have high resale value. So it's actually a really good option if you actually want to go for it. Now, here at Motown Automobiles, this car costs just 56 million naira, which isn't actually much for a car that is supposed to be like this. So yeah, it's actually a great option. So do I reckon you ignore this, you consider it, or you buy it? In my opinion, honestly speaking, I'd ask that you ignore it to look at other options, then consider it after you have looked at other options. Okay, that's two answers in one. So basically what I'm saying is you consider it, but consider its competitors first. If you want something that you can actually take off-roading, this is a perfect option for you. So yeah, consider it. But depending on your purpose of purchase, look through other competitors. Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, we've arrived at our destination for today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you really like what you have just seen, please do well to give me a thumbs up. Now, if you really want to see more content like this, tell me in the comment section and tell me actually what car you want to see me review next. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do well to hit the subscribe button and tap on the bell icon below to turn on post notifications just before you head out. And that's about it. See you next time.